I would like to first preface this is going to be adult-themed content. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering the news story of Lizbeth, Eden, or Eden being removed from Wizards of the Coast because of a sexualized Magic the Gathering cosplay photo that she posted online. And there's both good, bad, right, and wrong with certain things, but I wanted to go in great detail about the sexual nature of Magic the Gathering, about, well, that's the type of content that they have been creating for the past 20 years, how strong women can also be very sexy and very beautiful. So, you can. Third thing is you can show blood, guts, gore, a decapitated head, but don't you dare show that cleavage. So for any and all children, please take your leave, go away. This is my warning. More importantly, it's a legality on my part. I am now protected if any and all children watch this from here on out. So again, I'm covered. I'm happy. I'm good. Let's move on. So what we have here is Magic the Gathering has been one of my favorite card games when I was younger. Not for the sake of the card game itself, but for the art, the world, the creatures, the universe that was created. And this photo right here is a great picture of what I mean. The Eldrazi. All of these hedrons all around this magical blood mage, whatever. Each of those hedrons, if I don't remember the story too well, they were supposed to like lock the Eldrazi's and keep them dormant so they don't consume the entire planet or stuff. I never was into the lore, but I always created my own stories. I always delved into whatever the card was, and I was like, oh wow, that's fantastic. Oh, and then you could like pair this magical elf with this beast, and then boom, you have your own story. You have your own universe that you could create, and I loved that aspect of it. So I made my own deck, and this is sort of relevant of what we're going to be going towards, is that, again, I was infatuated with Eldrazi. I didn't really care of the fact that they were consumers of any and all things. They were the epitome or the epitome of the creature you were supposed to destroy. They were evil through and through because they only consume, they only annihilate, they only destroy. For example, this one photo, this one wallpaper, or this drawing, this is on the card. I don't remember what the card was, but I remember its stats because I played it almost every single game. It's a 7-card. Just how to explain the game. I'm just going to do it as simply as possible. Is that every time that you play a card, it costs a certain amount of mana, and you play one mana each turn, and you accumulate that mana, and you can grow your mana pile, so you can do more things. And this is a 7-cost card, and the thing is, once you play it, remove, destroy, and I think it's destroy. I think it all goes to the graveyard. It doesn't remove it from gameplay, but it put all colored. Non-colorless, because Eldrazi's are colorless. They don't fall in the traditional black, green, red, blue, or white, those colors. All colorless cards are destroyed, including enchantments, magic cards, etc. Enchantments. Boom, they're gone. It was an amazing card, but again, I never saw it as destruction. I was just infatuated with the Eldrazi. I thought they were pretty awesome. Like this is awesome. It's just like it feels like an ethereal magical creature. Same with this. It's like I never saw this as the destroyer is coming, or this one is going to destroy the entire world. I thought it was awesome. That's the whole point. So almost every single Eldrazi card I had in a deck. Oh, I didn't show this one. Okay. But I had almost every single Eldrazi card. This one, the Great Distortion, when you cast this guy, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hands, draw cards equal to the difference. So if you have 2 cards in your hand and you play this card, you draw back up to your maximum hand size, which is 7. And it's just like, up until the point of whenever Eldrazi came out, I had that addition. So any additional cards after that, any and all, again, additions to the game I didn't have, but I had Not of This World, I had this card. It was just awesome. I loved everything about it. And it's not for the faint of heart, because there are people out there, there are women, this is kind of out of order, but we're going to do it anyways, that there are cosplayers out there who dress sexily. I don't know if anybody knows that, but they do. For example, Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit. That's her name. I don't know who the woman on the left-hand side is. I have no idea freaking A, the fighting game. I can't remember it. Jin Ling or something? Dang it. Okay, Poison Ivy. I remember for her from Death Note. I don't remember the actual character's name. But she was crazy, and it was unfortunately that she was taken advantage of in the story, but in the story it was phenomenal. It's just, I highly recommend actually watching Death Note. She's from cosplaying the character in X-Men 2, I think? Can't be X-Men 3, I think it's X-Men 2. So on and so forth. Spider-Man, Green Arrow, so on and so forth. There's more of a suggested sexy vibe to each and every single character that they're playing. They love it. Nightwing, awesome. Captain America, didn't expect that. so on and so forth of sexy cosplayers. And what we have right now is that Lizbeth Eden, I'm going to go with Lizbeth Eden, from Wizards of the Coast, who owns the game both Dungeons & Dragons and Magic the Gathering, removes Lizbeth Eden from creator program for sexualizing magic, and that's a very important word we're going to get into a bit. So today, streamer YouTube Lizbeth Eden posted that she was removed from the creator program. The thread can be viewed here. So the thing is, she does have an OnlyFans, and for anybody who does not know what an OnlyFans thing is, it's pretty much a strip site porn. It's not like I haven't done any. Nope, not me. I've never been there. I plead the fifth, officer. Of which, in interest of full disclosure, I am a subscriber. Hey, good for you, buddy. So I can say with full confidence, she largely keeps the two separate. You know what? Okay. I was doing some research and I kind of briefed through this just to make certain. I kind of like read the bottom, but that's pretty cool. Dude, okay, that's a professional. I strip and do sexy content on one side, and then I do my cosplaying, maybe of still a sexual nature, but not as sexual as the other one is, on the other. That's professionalism, okay? Regardless of whether or not you like this type of activity or even condone it, which it's okay to not condone this type of activity. That's not the point. Or it might be, who knows, of where I might be going with this. So her her OnlyFans, is mostly softcore stuff, sometimes with a generic fantasy twist. Nothing she's done has been quote-unquote worse than Steve, whoever this person's name is, infamous Chandra X Liliana Playmate. And that's a character, I don't know if the X, I haven't seen that. Let's go ahead and look at it. I'll be right back, and I'm going to do some investigation. Okay, I found it. It's between these two prominent women in Magic the Gathering and doing a very sexy, very suggestive type of activity, if you know what I mean. Yeah, dude, it's right on the freaking page. Shut up. Yeah, I getcha. Not to mention the document history of fan servicey art produced by Magic artists on the cards. Many prominent Magic the Gathering voices on Twitter, such as the Professor, have raised their voices on the issue. What issues would that be? Lizbeth Eden. Wizards of the Coast kicked me out of the creator program because I apparently sexualized Magic the Gathering, and that's not allowed. Okay, so how about the artists who've posted the same things? It's cool because they are drawings. Very nice, y'all. She used y'all. We'll get into what she means by that in a bit. Would just like to add, only things I've done are make a fake Magic card that isn't real in any way. That's not really the point. My Mythic Woman card, that was a joke, and we'll get with that photo, the thing that she posted in a bit. And posted a photo of myself with two colossal Dreadmaw cards stuck in my top, and I think we'll find that one. Oh, and I made a Carnage Tyrant pun, Hiox Proof. I don't get that one. It's amazing to me that I am consistently positive in the Magic the Gathering community, and significantly less vulgar and controversial than lots of sponsored creators. But because there are photos of me with cleavage, and we'll get to that in a bit, I am not allowed to even be part of the creator program. Here's an email I got. Here's an email I got. I haven't actually done what I've been accused of. The card I made doesn't feature adult nudity, and I've posted 0 explicit content related to Magic the Gathering. Now, what does this mean? And there's a lot of people that have posted a lot of other things, both in support of her and not in support of her, kind of like making fun of her. But we'll get into the sexually explicit stuff in a bit. So this, I believe, the Woman of Magic is the card that I think that she was... so I assume this is what... on the side. I assume this is what Wizard of the Coast would point to if anyone were to officially say why I was kicked out of the Magic the Gathering creator program. Several months ago, the proxy guy was kind enough to work with me and make my meme dreams real. LOL. So, again, sexually explicit? Yes. Is it nudity? I'd say so. If you cover up your nipple right there a little bit better, I'd say it's still suggestive in its entirety. You are in the nude, but porn? So, I mean, that would be, like, again, the whole point, regardless of whether or not you think about it, yes, it is sexually explicit. Like, why am I bringing all this up? Because she's talking about how Wizards of the Coast has, and a lot of people on her side, has been saying that she was kicked out inadequately, or illegally, or ineffectively, whatever it is. And the creators of the Wizards of the Coast have posted that, hello, Lizbeth. That's just a weird... Elizabeth, I can, but Lizbeth. It has come to our attention that you have been distributing Magic content that is against our code of conduct, including photos featuring adult nudity and sexualized posting, which she did, which she has. This is a violation of your participation in the Magic Creator Program and Magic-sponsored events. As a result, you will be removed from the program in accordance with Section 3 of the Wizards Creator Program Terms and Conditions. Specifically, under the Code of Conduct, Section 2 states, do not use, post, distribute, or link to obscene, pornographic, sexually explicit, which I would say that it is, graphically or gratuitously violent, derogatory, demeaning, malicious, defamatory, oh my gosh, there's so many words here, defamatory, abusive, offensive, hateful, or discriminatory language or content. This includes masking language by using alternative character spelling, spacing to get around profanity filters or claims of profanity filter testing. Wizard of the Coast, Magic the Gathering. And I would say that Lizbeth is absolutely in the wrong. That, I think from her post, and I'm not defending Wizards of the Coast here, I'm trying to just get to the heart of it first and foremost. This is rather sexually explicit. I'm a fan of it. I'm happy. Like, this is going in my saved after this little video of mine. But the whole point is that she was kicked out for doing this thing, which I'm grateful that she got to make her dream a reality, but this is not conducive to what Wizards of the Coast has. With the policy that they're choosing, and that word is very specific because we'll get into a contradiction of what Wizards of the Coast have been doing with Magic the Gathering cards over the last 20 years. But with this post, they are absolutely in the right with the thing that she signed up for of following the terms and services, the code of conduct of which Wizards of the Coast has every single right to fire her over with. But again, I am not in support of Wizards of the Coast doing this, and I have no idea of how this is effective or whatever the backlash was from this. Still a fan of Lizbeth Eden's. Like, this is awesome. This is amazing. I'm happy. This was again. I'm giddy. The professional side of me wants to continue reading. The kid in me wants to keep watching it. So let's move on. Oh, it's so awesome. Okay. So there's a lot of people in the Twitter feed that have given a lot of examples, and I looked at some others up, as to how Wizards of the Coast have posted very sexually explicit material on their cards in an official manner. It's canon. It's part of the Magic the Gathering set. So, the Fire Elemental, you can explicitly see many contours and lines, almost the exact same as, which one was it? That one. We'll move that that tab over here. Okay. So again, this next one, is an what is it called? It's a silver outline. It's the one that it's in the Broken Rules deck, or the Unglued deck. I forgot what it's called. or the Unglued series, where there's just so many rules that actually break the rules of Magic the Gathering, and they're all joke cards that you can play in its own separate category. It's pretty cool. But I never. There's one where you actually tear up a card as much as you want, and then you blow it onto the on the field. Anything that the field touches on the enemy side, they have to discard it or destroy it. It's pretty funny, but the Unglued series, I think, is what it's called. Okay, I put this one in because of all the posts that the people on Twitter have been posting. Of all the, Yu-Gi-Oh! They have a sexually explicit woman, a woman who has very large breasts and is unashamed of having her cleavage open. It was a phenomenal kid show to grow up with. Let me tell you. Earthbind, which, again, this is kind of terrifying, is sexually almost nude. Very much nude. And a very, very nude woman with only her nipples being covered here. Everything else is part of her actual skin. She's been bound up. This could probably be called BDSM. But this one is... That's bad. You're a bad person. I don't get that. Okay, so we'll go to this next one, Vampire's Bite. And to get a more clear picture... Okay, that's probably the clearest one that I found. Vampire's Bite. There's a lot of sexually explicit material going on here. Vampires are usually sexual. But they have this in the Magic the Gathering. But this is not allowed. That's weird. Again, I think if she just put her wrist over her nipple, boom, I think most of this problem would be solved. I think that's what solves a lot of the problem here, if anything. But we go into more hypocrisy. Vampire Hex. You get to see that, hey, well, technically she's showing her cleavage. Like, is cleavage allowed? Because that is technically sexual. In the male brain, that is something that's like, ooh, boobs. Like, oh, I gotta look at it now. That lights something up in fire. But this, again, ooh, bad woman, bad. How is this not sexual? Why would a male expose their nipples, expose their breasts, and why is blood even allowed? And we'll get to that in a bit. Which, again, contradicts or kind of interferes as to why, in the first place, they banned this. She is a very beautiful, very attractive, very sexy lady. This one. Oh my gosh, look at that cleavage. Let's just keep zooming in. Cleavage. Boobs. Again, this. There we go, reset. That is acceptable. This is not. Specifically when it comes to a very evil lady. A vampire who will drain the blood out of you, who will kill you. But a woman of magic who just wants to be beautiful, that's not allowed. It's just funny. Liliana of the Veil. Again, I would say she was very sexually drawn in a very attractive way, which I am a fan of, but that has nothing to do with the content of the character, which we'll get into a bit. And again, this one, you're covered up more, but the shoulders out? Why would you have the shoulders all the way down? Is that not a sexual explicit thing? Because, again, men being more attracted to that vulnerability, to having a bit more skin exposed. Again, this is like full-blown skin exposed, but again, still following the same lines of, hey, this is acceptable, this is not. I don't get it. So, Essence Vortex. We still have some nudity, if not a lot of nudity. Sexually explicit nudity, but this is acceptable. This is canon. A woman bathing, literally naked. This is allowed. This is not. I don't get it. This one. She's naked. She has the best armor, fantasy armor. I think she has pecs, not breasts, because she looks like a bodybuilder or something. But again, look at what she's wearing. This from 2011 is still canon. This is not. Like you're like naked in front of all these men. Even the men have all their clothes off. Oh, this Elvish Ranger. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. This is a photo in the beginning of a porno. Like, this is she looks amazing. Number 2, this is probably somebody who in that world would probably dress because it's freaking hot in a swamp. I'm right now sweating my balls off, and I'm looking at it's nearly 90 degrees. What I mean by nearly, it's 89. 89 degrees, nearly 90. I don't use my air conditioning because that takes a lot of energy, and you know what? I'd rather just sweat my balls off, save a little bit more energy, have a little bit more money at the end of the month. I know it's kind of like a painful activity, and I'll probably get over it in about 2 months. Maybe the next day and be like, yeah, screw this, and we'll go back to the air conditioning. But again, this is real. This is one of the reasons as to why I loved, going back to Magic the Gathering with Eldrazi's. Again, this woman right here, she's sexually drawn. Why is her back exposed like that? Oh my gosh, skin is showing. And again, I loved this. It wasn't, let's just say, it wasn't censored. Those are probably muscles. They're tendrils or something of maybe poison or whatever. Maybe in any and all things that they do when they consume things, the thing is actually destroyed in the worst possible way. That's the story. That's the official story. They consume, destroy, and consume. That's what they do. You can kill things, you can destroy things, but the moment you show nudity, oh, you're evil. So we'll go with this one. A very naked elf with almost all of her clothing except for her legs are pretty much exposed. Oh man, I'm not a fan of this art style. I think it's too old. Yeah, 1994. Well, wait, even the brave have caused... Oh, that's just the descriptor. But a 6'4". Yeah, you could definitely tell this is... Yeah, that's definitely old. Okay. But this one, it's not a woman, but it's a man. Why would a man dress like this? Is this not sexually exposed? Can a woman dress like this? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, man. So, this is what I just found funny on somebody else's tweet. Women with large breasts are generally more successful than men with large breasts. So I think Lewis Schiffer on the right-hand side, I think he was the one that posted that. Oh, that's hilarious. But this woman is nearly naked. You can nearly see her vagina on the But again, this is a woman, more importantly, like a vampire, dark realm, dark magic, and it's themed. This is what I would assume Liliana to be dressed as if she was like, hey, I don't care about the world, or it's not really caring about the world. It's just she gets to kind of do what she wants, and not even that. You get to see that there's all those symbols on her body. I'm very excited that she's very much in the nude. It makes me happy, and as a person who's happy about that, I'm more inclined to buy it. I haven't done anything with Magic the Gathering over the last 2, 3, 4 years because I don't have anybody to play with in my day-to-day lives, nor do I want to waste my money on cards when I can do that with other real-world stuff because I'm an adult. And let me rephrase that. I'm an adult with limited finances. Let me say, as of right now. So I'm not downplaying it. I still collect comic books. I still love watching children's movies. Okay, so I'm not downplaying anybody who actually still plays or collects the game. It's that I have other things I need to do first. If I had expendable funds, if I had probably like a extra $1,000 each month, I would probably start collecting that old Eldrazi deck. It was the commander deck where you get to have 100 cards versus 100 cards, and I got to create the most amazing deck in the world. And it wasn't the best because I always got beaten by my brother, who's 2 years older than me, who he created many decks that were very effective. One was a discarding deck, another was a fairy deck, a merfolk deck, a goblin deck. He was very into it, and he was very effective and very intelligent at doing it. But my deck wasn't able to kill anybody very quickly. He always beat me because of how quickly he could destroy my creatures, destroy my mana, he was a monster. But my deck was all about drawing a card, and then each mana that I play has a chance to draw a card. Each card that I draw has a chance to play a mana. Each mana that I play has an opportunity to play a creature or another mana, and then there was this momentum with the deck of building up 15 mana when the enemy has 5. It was awesome. And I even had a few cards of immortality where every time that if this card is at any point put in the discard pile for any reason, or removed from game or something, Elixir of Life, I think that's what it's called, you got to reshuffle your entire discard pile back into the deck. It was awesome. Again, I just got to build this massive monstrosity. And I never really enjoyed attacking anybody. I just loved the building process. It's like I got to draw 4 or 5 cards each and every turn while my opponent only drew 1. I got to play 4 or 5 mana each and every turn. It was fun. That was fun for me. Now, I wasn't effective at it, but I loved it. I loved everything about it. So we'll go back here. Liliana, okay, let's just do it this one. Oh, I think I caught their attention, and they are not happy with me. At this point, I firmly believe Wizards of the Coast is total trash. Is that that cleavage allowed? I don't know, but a reference to, it's very true, is like, is cleavage appropriate? Is there a difference between real world versus drawn? If you're drawing something sexual and then you kick out anybody who's doing something sexual, the exact same thing, if anything, this is more tasteful than Liliana. Liliana is a murderer. She's a killer, I would think. At least from this, I'm getting that suggestion. Where's that one photo? Yeah, this one. This woman doesn't look like a very happy, friendly person. She looks like, aha, vengeance will be mine. But this one, a woman of magic, a very alluring woman who just wants to be a woman of magic, that's awesome. Yeah. And she creates knights. Like, dude, this is like the quintessential essence of fantasy right here. It's awesome. Oh, man. So, the reason that I brought all this up, and again, the reason why at the very beginning I said that, hey, this is not going to be allowed for children because we're going to be going into sexual content, I just typed in sexy women on my on DuckDuckGo. And just to let you know, DuckDuckGo is actually tracking you, so even though they say and advertise that they aren't tracking you, they actually are tracking you. Now, I'd rather give my information to them rather than Google, but I have no idea of whether or not they're actually cohorting with Google or whatever. I'm not too certain about that. But, you know, as a layman, let's just go with the best possible option and move on with our life. The whole point about this is that women in this sexual form, this woman does not have big breasts, but this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Really, that's hot. I think her name is Carrion or something. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. But this is hot. This is awesome. This is attractive. Ooh, look at that. That is pretty hot. The reason I'm bringing all this up is that women being beautiful, specifically Lindsay or Lindy or whatever, again, love her breasts. Everything about this is that the female form is amazing. Wizards of the Coast has been drawing sexually explicit or sexually suggestive content for years, or allowing specifically their artists, hiring artists to draw suggestive sexual content. But I don't understand as to why this would be pornographic or sexual, while this would not. This would not. This isn't. That's not. Like, how is this not? And this, again, that's acceptable because it's a guy, so, you know, double standards and everything. Because I understand that there's a difference between men and women. Sexy women when it comes to gaming. There's many phenomenal, and this one's probably the most overused sexy woman out there in gaming right now. But there's many strong strong women who happen to be sexy. One of the greatest characters in the entire history of my life, at least, is Cortana. For anybody out there who has never played Halo, I highly recommend going watching the cutscenes of both Halo 1, 2, 3, and then 4. After 4, I can't promise anything good, but I think 4, they did phenomenally. Bungie was the creator of both Halo 1, 2, and 3, and then 343 Industries took over for Halo 4. After 1, 2, and 3, there was a lot of development with taking down the Halos, and the Halos actually keep the Flood on an isolated planet, on its own isolated ecosystem, where there's a lot to get into, so I won't get into that much, but Halo 1, 2, and 3, there's a lot of details that happens. He saves the world, he saves the universe, he saves the galaxy, so on and so forth, so many times. You get to see how effective he is, the world of how great of an action hero he is. And in Halo 4, with Cortana being Master Chief's AI in his head for every single game, spoiler warning, in the Halo 4 game, she mentions that synthetic AIs have a 7-year lifespan. She is 8.5 years old. And because of that, she starts glitching. Throughout the entire game, she gets progressively worse, and that's something that you have to take care of. And you get to see that. And then Cortana, in the last moment, spoiler warning, in the last moments, before she sacrifices herself as a synthetic AI, she's dying. She can't stop that. The person who can fix her, they can't fix her. It's just the progress of that AI. AI is dying. She projects herself as a full-blown woman, and then Master Chief and her get to see each other in physical form for the first time. She's naked, she's beautiful, but most importantly, she's Master Chief's woman. And I'm not saying wife, I'm not saying her old lady, I'm not saying her family, but it's like it's deeper than that, because they've been through battle, they've been through combat, they've been through so many things, and she happens to be hot with suggestive bodies. That's awesome. She's a woman who happens to be hot. She's a powerful, strong woman you've never got to see until today. That's awesome. And then she sacrificed herself. That gets to me. She's the most important, I think, female character ever in history for me. It's hard to explain because I grew up with the Halo games. Jaina Proudmoore and Sylvanas would probably be the top ones, or even Kerrigan. I wasn't really much of a StarCraft person, but I followed the story along with World of Warcraft. But again, there's sexy women across all places. Kerrigan. The wrong Kerrigan. Oh yeah, that is the wrong Kerrigan. Yeah, that's funny. But we have, in movies, a woman in a post-apocalyptic world. She has to fight like a man, and she looks like a man. Again, but the women behind her are the ones that are beautiful, that elegance, that innocence. That's beautiful. That's awesome. Each and every single woman here. Both very effective, strong, and competent, and they happen to be very beautiful. Some of them with bigger breasts, some of them with a bit more cleavage. It's just on and on. Each woman, there's a little sexiness is awesome, but it doesn't remove. Again, Amber Heard. The unfortunate part is that she actually abused Johnny Depp, but from the accusations, from what I understand, I'm gonna take the accusations just kind of with a grain of salt until anything solid comes out. But so on and so forth of just beautiful, sexy women. Batwoman, Batgirl specifically. Sexy, beautiful, hot, big, bulging body. but again, her Emma Stone, every single one of these people are competent. They're all awesome characters. They're amazing at what they do. And what's amazing is that they have that female form. And I guess that's pretty much all there is to say about it, is that the female form is beautiful. It truly is. Again, as a male form, let's just type in sexy male body. Okay, I don't know what's going to come up. There we go. These men, yes, their muscles are actually something that which one would I prefer? Right there, look at those abs right there. Fucking hell, man. Damn! That, or maybe those abs or something, that body. If I was to quote-unquote choose a body, if I could be like, I am now you and I absorb your essence. But again, that's probably a very healthy average man. I'm a little bit more in the gut because I sit down more often than most people, and I have a diet that's a little bit needs fixing. But again, every single one of these men, they have the right to show their beautiful body. They have the right to show this body. This body is awesome. This body is something that we can work on. Men and women can't really control the size of their breasts or their junk. But what we can do is make our bodies sculpted. Sculpted is probably the best word. And each and every single one of these people right here, this is, well, that guy's not wearing any pants. I'm going to move on. That guy's really naked. But again, Katniss Everdeen, she was a woman, but she wasn't just a woman first. She happened to be a very pretty woman. So at least with Jennifer Lawrence, the woman who played Katniss Everdeen. You do wonders when you allow that beauty to come out. You don't hide her nature, you enhance it. And again, body armor. This is awesome. Female body armor. Who knew? But you don't squish the breasts. You hide the breast with armor. So, like right here, women playing Dungeons and Dragons online, the Mary Sue. Which I don't really care about the Mary Sue at all, but I love the photo right here. Because the woman specifically in the middle has very large breasts. And her cleavage is right out there in the open. And all three of them have very suggestively, with their breasts showing, which is I'm a fan of. But the point is, allow a woman to be woman. Let them be feminine. Let their beauty come out. That's the important part. And I know that I kind of detoured, but Wizards of the Coast have been making sexually explicit or sexually suggestive content for decades. They really have. Well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's close that. Sexual suggestive content for decades. But apparently when Lizbeth at Eden posted this thing, which again, I would prefer that if she put her wrist right down her nipple, I think all of this would be just much better. But that's beautiful. That's amazing. Again, these women, different sizes and all, they're beautiful. Man. But again, Wizards of the Coast, you get to draw blood all on your cards. You get to have them murdered. You get to have gore all on your photo. Some, like right here, you have a decapitated head. Like, how is that allowed, but this is not? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, man. So, that's pretty much it. I know this probably went on a little bit longer than what the actual content probably had, but when it comes to the whole thing with Wizards of the Coast doing that to Lizbeth Eden, they have every single right to do that. They're just hypocrites at what they did. She did post herself in a very sexually explicit, exposed nature. But they also allow and are still profiting from sexually explicit sexually explicit content, and even content that I haven't even been aware of. I'm certain that there's some content creators out there who are profiting based off their sexually explicit content and that they've been drawing. It's just it's more of a hypocrisy thing, but more success. I hope the best for Lizbeth Eden. I hope she goes out there and does some wondrous things. But if anything, let's just click on this because this is, look at that. She happens to be hot and she can hold her own. Woo! Look at that. My neighbors hate me. You know what? I don't know. I'd probably step outside. I probably would. Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about that. The Glee thing. That sucks. If anybody just what's happening? Naya Rivera from Glee. She has happened to have passed, and that sucks. Yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for being a part of this. Please post your comments, questions, and concerns right down below. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, but most importantly, smash that like button. Smash, 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 smash. Just like sexually explicit content, smashy, smashy, smash. And most importantly, go out there and create something. Go out there and make something positive. Be positive. Go out there. Go and create something. Go and create something. Go and create something. Repetition is the mother of all skill. Mother, women, attractiveness, body. Ooh, look at that. Freudian slip. Anybody? Oh, I'll see you all next time.